Hi, this is Tracey from GiftBasketAppeal, and I'm here with a design team project for Maymay Made It, and we're going to be making a Christmas greeting card. So let's get started. I'm going to be using two of the stamp sets. I'm going to be using the Fond Noel, and I'm going to be using the OWLTON and OWLIVIA stamp set. And so I thought it would be nice to say from all of us. So I'm going to say fond Christmas greetings from all of us. And I thought that would be creative to kind of mix the two. And it just gives you more out of your stamps as well. So I already went ahead and stamped it out on here. So I like to stamp out a bunch of them, especially if I have scraps. I just stamp out a whole bunch just so I have them handy already. And I went ahead and stamped out the owls. I'm going to need 3 owls for this card. And I'll make sure I put everything below. And I'm going to need 3 hats, which are going to actually be turned into Santa Claus hats. So I'll be working on those too. And it's super easy to do that. I'm also going to be using this really cute paper. To me, it still has like a holiday feel because it has that red in there, and it's kind of almost like a plaid. And that came from this 6x6 paper pad, and it's called Magic and Wonder. So even though it's not holiday, I'm still going to use it as a holiday type of paper. Okay, so what I'm going to need to do is color in my owls. And so I want to make these red so that they're kind of like Santa's owl elves. I don't know how to describe it, but they're going to have these cute little hats. You can't make this stuff up. And so all I'm going to do is start coloring them in. And I'll show you on that first one how I'm going to color these. So I'm going to like do maybe the wings I'll do in red. I'm just having so much fun with this card. Okay, maybe red in here too. And then red on the other wing. And I might, I think I'm going to go ahead and glitter the wings too. I think that'll look really cute. But you can do this in any color, but I figured since it's the holiday, I'll try the red, and I'm trying to give it like a Santa-like feel to it. And then, let's see, put some brown in there. And I'm going to be fussy cutting these out, of course. Let's go a little bit darker on the nose. These owls are so fun, and you can kind of mix and match them up for the holidays or for whatever occasion. So I thought when I saw that birthday hat, I said that I can turn that into a Santa hat. So sometimes when you have an idea in your head, you just have to go with it. Okay, look how adorable that looks. And while I have this out, I may as well go ahead and color in the hat too. Left some parts out there. And I'm going to leave this white. It's a little bit white on the inside, and you know that puff that sits on Santa's hat or your Christmas hat is white, so I'm going to leave it like that. And I'm going to go ahead and color in everything, the rest of the owls, and then I'll come back and show you how we're going to put that hat together. Okay, so for the hat, I am going to fussy cut it out. And this is just adorable. I really like this little, it's supposed to be a party hat, but I'm turning it into a Santa hat. So I'm just kind of going in between these grooves, and notice I'm actually turning my paper rather than turning my scissors to get in those little grooves. I just find it a lot easier to fussy cut when you're actually turning the paper, letting the paper do the work. Makes it a lot easier, especially with these little tiny grooves, but I don't have to be perfect on that. And I'm going to do 3 of these little hats for my owls. Okay, so once I have this little tiny hat cut out, I'm going to take this paper and I'm making that little furry thing that sits around the rim of the hat. It's kind of like, I don't even know what kind of shape it is. Something like an oval, but not really. So you'll see in a moment what I'm doing here. And I think I need to outline it just a little bit. And I probably could have just traced it and then cut it out, but that's okay. Let's see, what I'm doing here is just going right around the rim here. Just a little bit. Just to give it a border. So I'm just kind of winging this. And this is going to sit like kind of right here. Kind of like that on top of the hat. And you just have to play with it a little bit to get it right. Like I think that's just a little bit too big for my owl's head. So let's see. I cut it down. So I'm going to do 3 of these. So I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of cutting it down. It doesn't have to be perfect. So now I need to trace it again. That's why I like to go back and kind of get a fresh eye view of my stamps just to see if I can make something else out of it. So I'm going to just use a little bit of art glitter glue. And I'm just putting a tiny bit right around the tip here. And this stuff is so good. See, look at that. And so I made a little tiny Santa hat. It's not perfect, but it'll work. Let's see. Yep. See, it'll sit right like that on top of my owl's head. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other 2 of this. Okay, so I've cut everything out and look how adorable that is. I'm not going to attach the hat yet until I start to put it on the card and put everything together. But I do feel like I need some stitching. Yep, stitching on the owl. You know, I couldn't go without putting my stitching on here. Super adorable. And I'm using my Signo gel pen. It's a Uniball Signo gel pen. I'll put the information for this. If you don't have this in your stash, you need to get this. This is a great tool to have. And mine is running low, so I'm going to have to get another one because I use it so much. Okay, so now it's time to put our card together. I'm still going to add some sparkly stuff to this, but for now, I just want to work on this right here. Okay, so I'm going to add, I'm going to add a sentiment on the inside. So because this is like red, it wouldn't really show up as much. So I'm going to go ahead and put white on the inside. Get that out of the way. That way if you can, I like to write my stuff in. And that way you can add a sentiment. Maybe you want to stamp an owl or put another message in there. But I like to write mine out. Okay, and let's go ahead and put this one on here. So I'm just layering everything. And I figure I'd mount the owls onto the card, so everything else is going to be flat, but the owls will stand out. So I'm hoping you're getting a lot of ideas from this. That hat really, I was so happy. I knew everything would come together if I put that hat on there. And it did. I'm going to actually put this on, and then I'm going to put some stitching around this. This is a navy blue cardstock. And I'm going to put everything together on here. The owls and everything are going to be on here. And I like the way it matches the navy in the stitching on here, or I should say on the plaid. Okay. And so that's really pretty with all of the different layers on there. Now I'm going to put some stitching around this. And my gel pen might just run out. But because the cardstock is so dark, I just figured it would look nice with some stitching. And some of this may be covered up once I start putting everything on here. Look how that just brings it out. It ties everything together when you have that stitching. I love it. Okay, and so let's see. I'm going to use Fond Christmas Greetings and from Owl of Us. So let's see how I want to do this. I'm just going to cut this out because I do want to, I want it to be that plain, just a straight line. I kind of want to have those rigid edges. Let's see. So I'm going to use my pinking scissors. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to use these. I love these things because it just adds that little bit of detail. Sometimes a little bit of detail makes a difference. Cute. Fond Christmas Greetings from Owl of Us. How fun is that? You'll be surprised at the tools that you have in your craft room and you don't even use them. I used to not use these much, but now I use these all the time. Okay, so I want to trace around this because with just the white, I think it needs a little bit more. I'm just going to go right around the edges here. And you may have seen me do this before in some of my other videos. I just like the way it looks. It's funny how you find your style, or your style just finds you, just trying out different techniques. So you know I love stitching, and I know, and you probably know I love these edges, these rigid edges on here. So I think that's going to look nice when I actually put it on here. See how that little bit just makes it stand out more than just having the plain white edge. Okay, and that is done, and we are ready to put our card together. Okay, so I'm thinking of having, I'm going to put this over here. This will be here, and my two of the owls here, and then one down here. Make this look fun. Okay, so I'm going to need, let me use some of my mounting squares. And I absolutely love these. You don't have these 3D foam squares, they really stick. These are from Maymay store. There's 217 in a pack. Oops, sorry if there's a glare on there. It's 217 in a pack, and they come in two sizes. You have this really small size, and then you have this larger size. So the last ones I had, this is my second batch of these. The last ones I had, I used them so much, but they went a long way. So I love popping up different things. So I'm going to pop up the sentiments and the owls on here. Maybe put this right here. That'll be perfect. And let's pop this one up too. I'm going to use the larger ones for this. My card is coming together. Put this right up here. And it's okay if I covered up that stitching. It's fine. Now let's see what we have. I'm going to put two owls here. Now, then I'm going to put the hat on, like right there. So let's see what I can do here. And if you hear some fumbling around, it's my doggy. Cinnamon is in the craft room tonight. I actually could have put a larger one on here. Okay, so I'm going to have him kind of sitting right on top of here. Just like that. Look how adorable that is. And I'm going to put his little friend right next to him. Just like that. I am really enjoying this. It's very calming. It's stress-free. And that's the way crafting should be. I think when you're stress-free and there's no rules, things just come out better. Look how adorable these two are, just sitting side by side. Okay, so now let's put the hat on. Okay, this is going to work. It's actually going to work out, so that's a good thing. And I'm gonna glitter the top of their hats. I'm gonna have one kind of tilted to the side, yeah. And then the other one going the other way. Just like that. My stuff is sticking to me right now. Okay, and look how cute that one tilted to the side. Like pretty cool there. All right, and then I'm gonna put my last one down here. I like when you have dimension on the cards. When I first started out making cards 2 years ago, I just had to try out different things and just kept getting better and better and learning new techniques. And most of my cards were just flat. And so now I get to put cards together that look pretty good. Okay, and this is the last one on here. And look how adorable that looks so far. And I got that going up into the sign, kind of fun there. That's what I have so far. Isn't that super cute? Okay, so now, let's see. I'm going to glitter a couple of things on here. I'm going to put some glitter on the tops of their hat. And this is the stickles, a stardust stickles. And I'm going to just put some right along their hat here. I'll hold it closer so you can see. But it's going to still be a little bit wet, so I don't want to handle it too much. But these really enhance your creations. I'm going to put a little bit around here. And this dries pretty quick. I say leave it for about 30 minutes to let it do its thing. But it also depends on how thick you put it on. But you don't need a lot of this, you just need just a dusting of it. And let me see if you can get to see this a little bit closer. Let's see if you can see the sparkly stuff on the hat there. Look at that. So cute. Okay, so now I'm going to use, I just recently got this, and this is the Nouveau Glitter Accents, and this is in Maymay store. This one I wanted to do like a snow effect on the dark blue here, which is why I use this dark blue paper. So what I suggest with this is you do some practice run through just to kind of get the feel of it. So I have this little strip here, and I'm just going to squeeze some out just to kind of get used to seeing how much would come out on there. And this dries pretty hard. Once it's on there, it's on there. So these are all dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start squeezing some out, and this is going to look like snowballs falling. At least that's what I'm going for. Or snowflakes falling from the sky. And you just have to get used to using these. I'm hoping you can really see this. I'm just going to turn this card so I can see what I'm doing here. Can you see that? And so I'm just kind of randomly putting them wherever. And I'm not trying to touch this because that's still drying. Just enhancing my card. We've got snow falling. Look how pretty this is. I'm definitely going to be using this a lot. And I will make sure I put the link for this. You want to get some of this. I love this. This is my first time using it on a card. But look how adorable that is. Okay, and let's see, it comes with its own top. And I'm going to take some of the red. I got some red glitter drops. And this is the, I can never remember, Ruby Slippers. This is the Ruby Slippers, and it's perfect for the holiday. So if you're going to get some of this, you might want to get it quick before it sells out, because I'm thinking it's going to be something that's real popular. And I'm just going to enhance this right here, putting a few of these on here just to kind of close up some of that white space. And just like with this, rather than leave it plain, dots, using dots. And I could have probably done that same effect using my white gel pen and just dotting it, but this gives it more of a 3D effect on there. So look how adorable this is. I'm just super happy with this card. Just adding little touches there. And this one I wanted to be winking, because that's like, this is the one that is probably the wisecrack, you know, of the bunch. Okay, so look how cute that is. Our card is all done, and I'm going to have to let it dry. Let me go ahead and show you the other one that I did. This was like my practice one, but it came out super cute. And everything on this is dry now. Yeah, this one is all dry. Look how adorable that is. I'm so happy with the way this card came out. And let me let you see what it looks like side by side here. Okay, and this is what using two stamp sets looks like. Just using two stamp sets together. If you want to use 3, 4, however many you want to use together. I am really loving the way these turned out. And I hope you learned some tricks and techniques from this. I hope you were inspired. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will leave the link below to Maymay's store and all of the products I used from her store as well. So I'll see you real soon. Bye.